Sakto, pero
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Dead Dare, a horror podcast.
Brought to you by Big Baby Studios.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dead Air, a horror podcast. Please check out the description of this episode on whatever platform you're listening on, Spotify, Apple, Deezer, just so you can use the affiliate links that we have to keep this podcast afloat. Also, please check out our socials. We have a group on Facebook called Dead Air, a horror fan page. And we have a lot of people in that community talking about whatever they want, horror related. So you can talk about your favorite shows. You can talk about a movie that you saw, a YouTube clip, and share it with other horror lovers such as yourself. We also have a page, Dead Air, a horror fan page. And we have our Instagram as well at Dead Air Pod. So make sure to follow all of that. And if you have any suggestions for guests or for movies or for shows that you want us to review, please message at Dead Air Pod because the one handling that is very patient. So you can bombard that account with as many messages and as many pictures as you want because that person will love the attention. So welcome to another episode of Dead Air. We are your hosts for this episode. Again, my name is Aaron. If you haven't listened to previous podcast. My name is Aaron, and I'm the horror fan. I love horror movies because of the way it makes me feel, because of the thrill, because of how fun it is. Unlike the other two hosts that we have with us, the expert, mga film buffs, so to speak. Diba?
I mean, I just like watching movies a lot. I'm Miguel, the other host. I really like movies, pero medyo blind spot yung horror because I am a scaredy cat. Pero reformed scaredy cat because now sometimes I look forward to horror. It's cool.
Yeah, and I'm Chris. I'm the third host. Ako naman, I'm the freak. Yeah, I'm the freak. I'm obsessed with horror movies. Huge movie fan, but I'm really obsessed with horror films in general. Yeah.
Yes, and today we have a very special guest, and I say special because he is a dear friend of mine. Really funny content creator. Started out with just dubbing and now is all over social media. I'm sure everybody knows him for his personality, for his character Aunt Julie. But since then, he has made other more TikToks with different people, so you don't have to remember Aunt Julie anymore. Please welcome Macoy Dubs. Hey, Macoy.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello,
Thanks
everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much also for inviting me here. I'm very excited kasi we're gonna talk about spookiness and everything katatakutan.
Correct.
Can I just say, feeling ko, this is, I predict that this will be the only episode na my wife will listen to. I swear. I think this is the only episode she'll ever listen to. See, my wife is a huge fan of Macoy, and so she said I have to mention that right now before we start. So yeah,
Wow,
I've done my duty, wife. Love you.
Thank you so much. Ano yun, Erin?
No, sa
Mahilig?
tatanungin ko kung mahilig ka talaga sa horror in the first place.
Yeah, super love horror films since 90s when I first watched Scream in 1996.
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
All right.
Ayan, oo.
Yan. Sakto.
Ayan,
So for the people listening, Chris is actually wearing the Scream shirt. So, bagay na bagay.
Best friend niya na si Macoy. Alam ni Macoy pero best friend siya ni Chris.
So, Macoy, ano yung horror origin mo? That's the first thing that got you into horror.
I remember Aaron and Friends nung 96. Syempre, sobrang liit pa ko pa noon. But nakatira kasi ako noon with my cousins in Manila. So usually, nagre-rent sila ng mga VHS tapes. Pero di ba usually before, during the 90s and early 2000s, wala naman, kumbaga aside from the usual VHS renting sa Video City or di ba? Meron pang mga community-based renting sa mga streets.
Yes.
So yun yung first Scream. And sobrang liit ko pa noon. And apparently, yung bahay rin na tinitirahan namin, may multo doon talaga.
Wow.
Ganda.
Yeah, may multo talaga doon sa Tondo, Manila. Kasi yun talaga yung ancestral house. So, doon talaga may multo, like yung mga lolo-lola doon. So, yun. Doon ako nagkaroon ng interest. Oo. Kasi may isang soul doon in that house na hindi talaga matahimik, na lagi nang gugulo.
Ano?
Like pag natutulog ka, lagi nagagalaw daw yung arinola, ganyan. Lagi may tumutunog sa kitchen kasi may karinderya doon sa baba. So, a lot of kitchenwares are there. So, laging tumutunog yon every 2 a.m. until 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my God. And naririnig mo siya?
Yes, I had that experience also. Like nung I was 4 years old, CCR ako, may tumutunog sa kusina.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you love horror, so that means hindi ka masyadong natakot nun? Or...
Hindi naman masyado. Kasi may turo sa amin yung lola namin, and ang tawag namin sa kanya is inang, where pag merong maingay, kausapin mo lang or just say, tama na, stop na, ganon.
Oh, yun naman pala, Miguel. Easy.
Kausapin mo lang, Miguel.
Kausapin mo lang, Miguel.
Kausapin mo lang si Inang.
No, that I do. I have a little habit of talking to the DW, and I don't say the whole word because they might be eavesdropping. But once in a while, I lose a thing here, and I have to talk to them, and it comes back. And then yung payo pa ni Sharon, our friend, is that you have to make alay. So I have to bring out food, like a chocolate or something na magandang brand, and then for a few days. Yeah.
Royce.
Royce.
Baka
Charot. Chujiri. Charot.
I think kailangan yung chichirya naka-sealed kasi if you leave it out and it's like a fucking donut, parang lalanggamin ka. So, iwan mo lang.
Malamang. That's common sense yun. Hindi yung kasalanan ng multo.
Ang ibigay mo na lang, Miguel, yung doughy kasi nakasachet yun.
Ayun.
I know.
Or mamon, yung individual wrap.
Alright. Well, okay, so it's very interesting the movie that you chose for us today, Macoy, kasi first time ko mapanood, and I think also the two other boys.
Same.
Right?
Yes, first time.
Yeah, first time.
Can I know why you chose this movie from 2007?
Yes, from 2007. I was second year high school. For me, memorable yung yung movie na ito, no? Because I remember in elementary, merong ventriloquist sa school, foundation day. And syempre, alam mo na pag elementary, di ba, very curious ang mga isip. And then parang, pag may nagve-ventriloquist, di ba, napapansin mo yung yung leeg, gumagalaw. Yes. Tsaka yung bibig, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero as much as possible, ang ventriloquist dapat hindi niya talaga mapapansin yun. Hindi niya talaga ibubuka ng masyado. So kami, very curious kami na napansinin siya. And then one time, I have a classmate na medyo bully-bully na naging ka-close ko. Na nagsasabi na, uy, gumagalaw yung niya, gumagalaw yung bibig niya, gumaganon siya habang nagpa-perform yung ventriloquist. Pero syempre, yung ventriloquist naman, lalaki, hindi naman niya pinapansin yung classmate kong bully. Kumbaga, the show must go on pa din. And then from then on, nagkaroon ako ng parang thinking na, ganun pala yung ginagawa ng mga ventriloquist. So, ibig sabihin, yung unang hirit ba? Yung si Arn, ventriloquist ba yung, ganun ba yon? So, parang, ang gulo-gulo ng isip ko, lumilipad na siya. And then, nung lumabas na yung movie na to noong 2007, yun yung nagustuhan ko. Kasi sabi ko, ang ganda nung pagkakasulat. Tapos, ang galing pa nung director.
James Wan, you know?
James Wan.
What did James Wan direct again? Chris?
Super horror royalty yan. Si James Wan. The Conjuring.
The Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
The movie
Malignant. Last year, Malignant. So good.
The worst. Mga hindi ko kaya panoorin.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I bet you remember, there's a part in the movie kasi na nangyari din yan, yung ginawa ng
Exacto.
bully.
Exact same scene.
Is this the bully that asked you to be ninang to his kid?
Shit! Nakita na yun!
OMG! Hindi siya. Kasi may isang bully nung elementary sa school namin na naging ka-close ko talaga. Pero hindi ako naging bully Hindi man ako naging bully, pero naging ka-close ko lang siya. Tapos, yun nga, may isang hindi ko naman very close talaga. Tapos nagtanong kung pwede daw ako maging ninong ng anak niya.
The acidity.
The acidity.
All right, so dead silence. Really interesting. We are now at the part where it needs to be summarized to make sure that one of our hosts watched it for real. And actually, Macoy, sabi ko sa kanya, kasi hindi niya napanood yung The Conjuring. Kasi takot siya kay Annabelle. So sabi ko, baka matakot ka dito kasi dolls.
Pero kinaya ko
Kay Billy.
Kinaya ko to
57.
because parang naka-minimize yung screen ko tapos naka-lower yung volume. At saka pinanood ko kayo ng hapon. Medyo jump scare movie siya eh.
Yes.
Yeah, jump scare movie siya.
I watched it, guys. So it begins with this married couple, a guy and a girl. I forget their names. And then the guy and the girl, they receive a gift, a mysterious gift in their place. And when they open it up, it's this, what do you call the doll? A doll.
Puppet?
A puppet. Sorry, a puppet.
A puppet.
So they receive a puppet. And then weird. The guy goes out for takeout. When he comes back, his wife is dead, murdered by the puppet. And parang the way her body is arranged, her face is arranged, was very gory and garish. And also very particular. It looked like she was made into a puppet also, or basta parang may ganong klaseng look. So the guy and then because of that, na murder wife niya, naging suspect siya ng police. And that cop is Donnie Wahlberg, the superior Wahlberg. And then it's a bunch of coincidences. The guy opens up the case where the doll was in, finds out the doll was made in his hometown. So he goes back to his hometown where his wife will also be buried, I guess, or at least dinala rin dun yung katawan ng. And then he meets his dad and his stepmom, who's this young woman. So ganyan. Hot young woman. Para yung dad niya super tanda na naka-wheelchair. And parang apparently he came from a rich family kahit hindi halata yun when he moved to his apartment. So anyway, a lot of strange things happen at the town. Like ito medyo maklo na. Like there's this the guy the embalmer, he's like super afraid of something, and he has a wife who's also afraid of something, and parang yan yung mga main characters in the town. Then I keep forgetting what happens, but the main character dude, what's his name?
The main OMG.
It's okay. The main character, he goes into a cemetery and finds a graveyard full of the puppets made by the same person who made his puppet. And then he found that
Jamie, and he found an empty plot where his puppet was supposed to be. So sinoli niya dun yung puppet niya, na si Billy. And then so many things happen. Like the cops still suspect him. Tony Wahlberg's on his tail. And then parang I think he finds out eventually na the town has a dark history. There was a ventriloquial. I have trouble with this word. There was a woman puppeteer. There was a lady
puppeteer.
Yeah, there was a lady puppeteer from like generations ago. And then the town was famous for making puppets or something like that. And then the famous lady puppeteer was heavy show. And this little kid parang screamed that. Yung kwento ni Macoy, may bata nagsabi, I can see her moving her lips. And the lady got mad. Then a few days later, that kid disappeared. And I think they found out it was the woman who killed the kid, who kidnapped the kid and killed the kid. So the whole town lynched the woman, I think. They punished her. They tore out her tongue for punishment. And the main character now from present time found out na yung kid na heckler was his great uncle, kamag-anak niya pala. So this is actually a cursed family story, meaning that old woman puppeteer is hunting down every male person in this family as a curse, para sa ayaw niya matuloy sila. Or she blames them for her misfortune. So the climax is in this girl's soul theater where all the fucking dolls from the graveyard are all there in this old theater. And parang Donnie Wahlberg and this guy, they discover they have to kill all the puppets for the spirit to go away. So, and then there's also, I think that old lady, she kills you when she hears you yell or when she hears you. Yeah, the movie's dead silent. Kasi you have to be quiet, you can't shout. So Donnie Wahlberg dies because sumigaw siya. And then our main protagonist burns the whole thing down and goes back home. And like he won. Like he goes back home to his dad's house where the twist happens. Where he finds out na his dad, this whole time, his dad in a wheelchair was actually a fucking puppet being controlled by the evil stepmom who is now possessed by that old puppeteer lady. And then our protagonist dies.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear.
Honestly, one of your best, Ata Miguel, so far. No joke.
That's
Yeah,
one of
really
your best.
nice.
I just watched it this afternoon, so medyo fresh pa, even if I don't know their names.
Yes. Yes. So what is
Yeah.
the grade, Macoy? Ano ang grade niya? Bilang
Ni
professor.
Miguel. Yeah.
Alam mo, super detailed yung pagkaka-explain ni Miguel, Aaron, and Chris. I'm gonna give him a 10. 10 being the
Oh, yeah.
highest.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Galing.
Thank you.
Super.
I appreciate it. Put that on
Oo.
record.
Good job.
June 10, when I scored my highest
Yeah.
rating.
Actually, Miguel, hindi halatang bukas yung Wikipedia tab mo right now. But yeah, really good, really good.
Guy. I'm gonna take a fucking screen cap of his
Share screen.
Just to prove. Wow.
I'm gonna send
Yeah.
her a telegram.
This was a movie in 2007 where parang there were a lot of horror movies that came out in this era, no? I'm surprised that I never heard of this particular one.
Me
Do you?
also.
Yeah.
Parang ano kasi siya eh. Hindi siya yung super high grossing
Mm-mm.
horror movie din,
Yeah.
no? Pero parang 2007 ang 2007 ang talagang napapanood. So, 'di ba? Paranormal
Yeah.
Activity
Yes. That's
during
right.
that
that's right.
time.
Yep.
Tapos meron pa yung Wrong Turn, Diyos ko. Gusto ko rin yung
Ay,
Wrong
maganda yan.
Turn. Oo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one actually. Oh.
Yeah, ako I never saw this movie, pero I was always aware of yung poster niya, the puppet na nakaganon. Yeah, so I had never seen this movie, so medyo surprising for me kasi like super surprising for me. Number one that I never watched it kasi everyone involved in the movie is super like big name today. In horror,
I didn't realize.
not just si James Wan. James Wan, obviously, diba?
Yeah.
We talked about it, but the writer is huge. He did Invisible Woman last year. If that was one of my favorite films. Elizabeth, what's her name? God,
Olsen?
no, the Invisible Man, not the Invisible, the Invisible Man.
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss.
Moss.
He wrote and directed that movie na might have been one of my top 2 favorite horror films of 2 years ago. Super galing. It's on HBO Go right now if you guys want to check it out. His name is Lee Wano or anyway. Anyway, both of them created Saw also, James Wan and him.
Oh.
Yeah, so like actually see what's his name? Yung puppet sa Jigsaw is also there. You can see him sa finale nito.
Okay.
He's one of the puppets. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm
they
super
they're
surprised na
worlds.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's in the
I don't
same
know.
universe.
Maybe. Probably not.
Ganon.
Probably not. Kasi
Galing.
Saw isn't hindi siya supernatural.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I was so surprised to discover na sila pala yung gumawa nito.
Apparently, this movie, Dead Silence, it bombed.
Yeah,
It didn't
Dead
do so
Silence.
well yata. Kaya hindi
Yeah.
siya parang known quantity na yung director and team, but parang for some reason it didn't do too well. And then they suspended. Like it was supposed to be like, there's supposed to be a sequel or something like that, but hindi na sila because it didn't do too well. They didn't pursue that. And I guess which is good to see what he went on to make the other universes.
Yeah, he's so good now. Si Lians. And obviously si James Wan.
Yeah.
But parang super interesting na I love both of those guys. But ito pala yung one of their first films. It's so interesting
Yeah.
to see yung beginning nila.
I was kind of waiting for part 2 sana of Dead Silence. Kasi for me, parang hindi masyado na-establish bakit may ganong klaseng revenge si Mary Shaw.
Yeah.
Which was yung 'di ba, yung ventriloquist. Yon. And parang bakit parang yung town, 'di ba?
Yung town.
Pero parang si James Wan and the writer siguro meron silang fantasy talaga with the dolls.
With those, yeah,
Diba?
si Annabelle, ito,
diba? Kaya
Saw.
nagkaroon ng, diba? Kaya nagkaroon ng ang tawag dito ng Annabelle.
Yeah,
Diba?
Yeah, recurring theme.
recurring theme talaga siya. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently people have a thing for dolls talaga. No? I didn't realize how many people could be obsessed with dolls.
Not
One of our
me.
one of our very good friends, Sian Lim.
Oo nga,
Obsessed with
did you know
dolls.
that?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
trivia,
Go,
Macoy.
Aaron, tell him.
Sino?
So,
Sino?
Si Sian Lim was a guest in this podcast and
Yes.
naglabas siya ng ang dami niyang puppets. Ventriloquist.
Dolls,
Ventriloquist si Sian.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's his
wild.
passion. Kung hindi siya artista, yun ang gagawin niya yata. As in,
Wow.
kinaibigan niya yung mga puppet makers ng Batibot para gawan siya ng sariling custom dolls. Sorry, puppets. Sorry.
Yeah.
Galing.
Wow.
Galing. Super
And then
galing.
while he was talking to us, hawak-hawak niya, tapos nakikiganon siya.
Creepy puppet
So
there.
As in, we didn't expect it. Parang, it's an episode for the ages. Parang, galing ni Sian Lim.
Yeah, galing.
Shucks.
Super galing.
That's very interesting.
Super
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Oo.
So when we were watching the movie earlier,
Yeah,
nag-text
kami
niya,
lahat. It's like,
this movie is very Sian Lim.
Yeah. Message mo na.
Imagine. No, but this movie, what I like, I really did not expect that twist. That was just like,
Yeah, yung twist was whoa, shit.
whoa.
Yes. Parang,
What did you
parang-
think of the twist, Miguel?
No, I mean, parang that's like brilliant. Parang kasi, it's one of those things na, oh shit, when you look back, it makes sense. Pero, natago nila ng konti. Like the dad who suffered a stroke and was in a wheelchair. Di ba his pallor was pale? Parang mukha, like in the end, when you find out what he is, a puppet, mukha nga siyang kahoy or mukha nga siyang puppet. Parang, but you don't realize, you just think he's a sick old man. And then parang even the positioning of the stepmom, parang pating hawak niya, kasama niya. Galing nung reveal. Parang, oh shit.
Galing.
Tsaka, galing, it was
Usual suspects type of reveal.
Yeah,
siya.
it was very clever, and also in keeping with the with the grotesque theme. Like ganun pala yung puppets. Like they have a cavity in their back. There's like a rod in there. That's how you control it. So you can see the inside of the man, like the interior of his body, like where his spinal cord should be. Yun yung stick na ginagalaw nila. Galing. I enjoyed that part.
sobrang clever talaga.
Yeah.
That was the
Super.
part that really, whoa. No wonder Macoy likes this.
Oo, kasi I like horror movies na may possession. May ganun eh. May ganun akong, hindi man fascination, pero parang naano ako sa mga ganung movies, naaantig ako yung may mga possession. Di ba kaya yung Conjuring series, gusto ko rin yan actually eh. Kaya lang, parang hindi ko siya pinili na favorite ko yung Conjuring 1 or yung Part 3 or yung Annabelle. Kasi mas tumatak sa akin yung Dead Silence. Maybe because ito yung una ring film nila, nila James Wan and the crew, no? Pero hindi ko rin talaga in-expect yung agree ako. I didn't expect the ending kasi I was kind of expecting na yung kaluluwa ni Mary Shaw parang paligoy-ligoy gala-gala lang somewhere. Na hindi ko alam na may pinili pala siyang host, which is yung stepmom.
The perfect doll.
Yeah.
I know.
So
And
now,
actually,
who's the dummy?
ang freaky ni Mary Shaw, the figure, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
nakakatakot talaga siya.
Super early 2000s yung treatment ng film, no? Yung jump scare and then cut to tumingin ka and then biglang nandiyan na. It's like,
Oo, ang galing yan.
Yung meron pang mirror, yung meron pang may
yeah.
Pero sa akin lang, nalaspag ng konti yung puppet mismo. Biglang gumagalaw yung ulo ng puppet. Parang, oh shit.
Oh, yung at the end, sa climax, yung na.
Even in the beginning sa bed, iniiwan lang parang when they look back at the puppet, they prop the puppet up on the bed, lingon sila. Pagbalik nila, nakatingin sila na yung puppet. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kaya naka-minimize yung screen ko.
Yung character din ni Mary Shaw, which is si Judith Ann Roberts, matanda na siya. Super, she's 87 now. Nung napanood ko yung Dead Silence, tumatak talaga yung yung character niya sa akin.
Yeah.
Kasi ang ganda perfect for the role talaga siya. Diba?
Yeah.
Yung classness, yung the old American beauty. Yun
With
eh.
the hair.
Oh, with the hair, 'di ba?
Yes.
Tapos sampang state 'yon. Nakalimutan ko kung sang state, pero one of the original states din ng US. So parang she's embodying the old American beauty. And then, funny thing pa, kasi etong gumanap na Mary Shaw, nasa music video siya ni Justin Timberlake.
Which one?
So what?
Ano nga
Crimea
to?
River.
Hindi Crimea River. Very, major, late 2000s music video.
Galing.
Anong album na
Yung I don't wanna
Sexy Back?
lose you now. Ganon.
Mirrors.
Mirrors, yes. Mirrors.
What was her role in the music video?
Si Mary Shaw.
Horror pala, no?
Horror pala.
Gusto ko yung medyo palang the character she played was super proud and super stern and very proper, and obviously she cared about her craft as a pop ventriloquist. Kaya offended siya nung may batang nag-heckle eh. Parang, I kind of bought into that game.
Bastos
She
din
looks
naman
like
the way
diba?
he heckled.
Oo nga.
She looks like yung peg nila siguro kay Mary Shaw was yung Evil Stepmother sa Cinderella, the Disney Cinderella.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
How they drew her. Pati yung damit and everything. Yeah.
With the hair, yeah.
Yeah, with the hair and
Yeah. This movie actually there were so many parts for me that were freaky, pero individually. You know what I mean? Kasi after the movie, hindi na ako natakot. It's not one of those movies na naglinger siya.
Naglinger.
And then, if I look in the mirror, I'll feel like may tumitingin sa... It wasn't that kind of movie for me. But particularly, diba? That there were some parts that were really scary for me. For example, I forgot if they were in a hotel or something, pero nakaupo yung puppet on a chair. But then the main character woke up and then it was Mary Shaw, right? Right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Mga cut na ganyan. Really freaked me out. Those
ito yung perfect, watch with your barkada in high school movie.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, high school tayo ng Chris, tama.
Ulul.
Yeah. High school kasi ako in 2007.
Yep, tama.
Yep.
You were, can I just say?
I was a freshman.
Yeah, ulul. Can I just say, when you said, Macoy, 2007, I was second year high school. Tumawa si Chris.
Nag-compute kami.
OMG! Bakit? Ilang taon na ba kayo ngayon?
Macoy,
Chris,
I'm the youngest in this trio. I'm the youngest.
Oo.
So matanda na kami ni Chris.
Ako yung next youngest.
Oh my God.
PB and Antoinette are right here.
Right now, sa screen.
On cam.
Yeah.
So si Chris is barkada of Quark, right? Like, was he your teacher or were you barkada?
Batchmates kami.
Batchmates.
But yeah, we'll say he's my teacher. Mas bata ko. By a lot, yes.
Nung freshman ako sa Ateneo, siya yung teacher.
Yeah. So what were your favorite scary parts, guys, in the movie? The scariest for you?
Scariest. Ako, scariest siguro that first time I saw yung when his wife died. Parang you reveal like how they look when they're killed without the tongue, and then yung jaw is open. That was the scariest siguro. But yung first reveal ni Mary Shaw, that was pretty freaky for me. How about you, Miguel?
For me, it was when the embalmer dude was under the basement.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was a good scene.
Tapos nakita mo yung kamay. Tapos parang, Tapos sumigaw siya. So, pinatay siya. Kawawa.
Yan yung practice niya for Conjuring, dude. If you watch The Conjuring, there's a similar scene when she goes down the basement, diba? And then like she has the candle and she's looking for someone, and then you remember the clapping scene? Feeling that he practiced, that was his practice for The Conjuring. That's the best scene in The Conjuring for me. He practiced for this movie. Yeah.
The old guy, the embalmist, he was also pala present during that scene as a child. Nung time na na-heckle si old lady. So he saw the whole thing. Kaya niya alam kung ano nangyayari sa taon na yun kasi he was there as a child.
No. So 9.5 ka na lang, Miguel, since you remembered something, right? So yeah.
Isalala ko pa rin.
How about you, Macoy? What was the scariest part for you?
The scariest part for me, like yung tulad kay Miguel, yung sa basement. Pero yung tumatak din talaga sa akin, guys, and Arin, yung yung bata pa yung eksena is bata pa yung embalmer na kasi yung tatay nung embalmer din before.
Yes.
Na yes, oo. So parang meron silang funeral parlor, funeral house. And then yung tatay nung embalmer, parang she was attending to Mary Shaw's corpse. Tapos biglang nahulog. Parang curious yung batang embalmer. Oh, what's this? Ganyan. Ito pala si Mary Shaw. Ganon. Tapos nahulog sa kanya si Mary Shaw. Tapos ganon yung Excel. Sobrang scary nun for me. And then another one would be yung dila ni Mary Shaw. Di ba? May patong-patong na. Ang haba ng dila niya.
Sa dulo. Through Billy.
Yeah. I actually also got freaked out at the reveal of all the puppets. That was kind of like if I saw that in real life,
wala na.
all those dolls.
Tapos yung puppet, yung mga puppet, gumalaw pa yung mata, di ba? Gumalaw sila lahat.
May hinahanap sila.
Oo.
Shit.
Tapos,
did you guys recognize yung main character? Hindi kayo fans ng
No. Is he a horror person also, Chris?
No, but if you guys watch True Blood, HBO, The Vampire, True Blood, no?
He was there?
Yeah, he's one of the main characters. Magaling yan eh. That guy. He's a good actor. Si Ryan Quanten. Yeah, he's good.
He's a cutie.
Yes. Well, if you want to see more of him, he's like naked 90% of the time to True Blood. So, yeah. So do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's into horror pala. Because he's True Blood also. What were the other
Australian.
movies? Oh, he's Australian?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Kabaro ni Chris Hemsworth. Kaya rin, parang surfer body nga tong si Ryan. Naging crush ko siya nung high school ako.
2007.
Gwapo to. Fairness dito.
Yeah. I agree. Were there other actors na sikat na ngayon? Because parang medyo...
Aside from Donnie?
Yeah, aside from Donnie, si Mr.
Si Amber Valletta yung...
Amber Valletta, yeah.
Stepmom.
The stepmom.
I mean, where did she appear?
She was a model.
You guys ever watch, Revenge?
Ayun.
Yung show Revenge with what's her name?
I did watch that show.
She's siya yung...
She's in Hitch. She's in Train Spotter 2.
One of those,
Yeah. One of those blondes, yeah. But, she was good.
She's in a lot.
Former model, yeah.
Ganda niya.
Amber
Parang siyang
Valletta.
MILF.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out who the wife was. Yung namatay sa umpisa pa lang.
Yung mom, no?
Is she
Hindi
famous?
pinakita.
I don't think she's famous.
Yung asawa ni lead actor.
Asawa ni Oo.
Yeah. Okay.
Short hair.
Not so famous, but good actress.
Yeah, she was good in the few seconds that she was.
Yeah.
That was so short.
Yeah, like maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
She deserved. Pero I'm surprised na Donnie Wahlberg. Kasi di ba na to? Tapos na yata yung Band of Brothers when this came out. So parang...
Yeah, and apparently he had the same last name. Because yung character in the Band of Brothers.
Yeah, Sergeant Lipton and Detective Lipton. Kasi...
Hindi to stock knowledge, guys. This is research on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. I thought this was one of your... Oh, I know films.
No. No.
Pakitang gilas ni Chris.
Wikipedia research before the episode.
Research.
Yeah.
Was Entourage out already by 2007?
It should be, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Patapos na actually yung Entourage, I think.
Interesting. So he was a big name when this came out.
Yeah. I think siya nga yung
draw.
Top billing. O parang gano'n yata. But I really think he's the better. I really think he's the better actor.
It's the scariest part of Sixth Sense. If you remember Sixth Sense.
What was his part in Sixth Sense?
What was he there?
Well, we're spoiler territory na ha.
Yeah. But we've all seen.
Well, he's the one who kills Bruce Willis. His patient, very very thin guy, super duper thin, and then he has a gun.
Oh.
So siya yung pumatay kay Bruce Willis sa
I didn't know
reveal sa dulo. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Galing yan. Donnie Wahlberg.
I don't know. I like Mark.
Why did you say he's wasted in this movie, Miguel?
Well,
His part? Kasi maliit? Or
well, I
he
think
should...
the movie didn't do too well. Sayang.
Sayang.
It could have led to bigger roles or more movies. And I don't know. Parang I think he was playing another one of his roles, like a tough guy, wisecracking tough guy. Parang hindi na exploit yung chops niya.
It's true because I didn't even remember him as a character.
Oh, okay.
Diba? Siya lang yung barel.
Parang gano'n. Parang gano'n.
Yeah.
What for you guys? What didn't work naman sa Dead Silence?
What didn't?
Ako, I'll start. Ano lang, nothing that didn't work. Parang it's just yung ano of time, like watching like so many movies na of their time. Parang, and then that's why one of the first things I said na parang like, it's so 2007, you know what I mean? Like the CGI. Yeah, it got a little dated. But at the time, siguro watching it must have seemed like super, like, you know what I mean? Like, like this is the pinnacle of CGI and stuff. But watching it like now in 2022, no, parang it's like, it's very, very CGI heavy. Yun lang. I always get taken out pag CGI heavy yung horror. But that's why I really like yung puppets na when they're not CGI. Pero sa dulo when they started like parang they started to look like flesh na parang that's when it's like I'm not so sold on that. Pero when the organic puppet shit parang yan yung what I was into.
Yeah. Actually, we talked about this before na the 2000s. At the time, when you watch it, diba, it's really scary. Like 13 Ghosts.
13, exactly. The Frighteners. Well, that's way too early.
Frighteners.
There was one, what was that? We were talking about it
Hill
before.
House? The Haunting?
The Haunting, yeah.
The Haunting, yeah. Same.
Yung it would have been scary, but then they started showing too much. So
yeah. It was of its time talaga. That was really what yun yung in thing eh. CGI is like, you know, parang like, i-flex mo na yung CGI budget mo. You know what I mean? Like, so that was their thing eh. So parang everyone was doing it. And then now watching it in retrospect, parang sana they pulled back a little. Alam mo yan? Like,
How
Can
about
I say, I was going to say na, actually, sorry, I'm going to get on with what worked for me. It's actually a short movie, 90 minutes, which is short for now. Movies now hit 2 hours without, like yung mga A24 Ari Hester movies, not mahaba eh. So this is actually fast. This is actually
sarap
fast.
Din no, minsan it's like a short punching movie.
Parang dire-diretso siya, kaya parang di ka na masyadong maghihintay kung saan ka gugulatin or whatever. Okay din. But I think that tama si Chris na if I had seen this in 2007, parang shit, this is great. But now it's a little bit dated. Parang kasi now nauso na yung mga, sorry, ito na yung student person, yung mga post-horror. Parang this is a very jump scare and traditionally, or it relied on gore and, you know, a bit of surprise. It doesn't steep you in a certain time, place, or culture. Parang, I guess kaya nga tayo naghintay ng sequel sana kasi it would have given you a deeper backstory.
Yeah.
Wow, may ganong klaseng opinion.
No, that's true because Macoy mentioned earlier
that
exactly. There should have been a backstory.
And mukhang it was built naman to have a sequel, like, you know, parang to show us what
it
happened.
was eh.
Parang gano'n.
Kasi parang for me, may mga loopholes din, like, bakit yung town na yon, di ba?
Yes.
Bakit, ano ba yon? Which town ba siya? May mga coven ba dati sa town na yun? Was Mary Shaw a coven before? Which ba siya before?
Baka prequel nga, hindi siya sequel. Dapat prequel, dapat
exactly,
origin of Mary Shaw.
Diba? Ang ganda nun, The Origin of Mary Shaw.
Diba? Tapos super bait siya sa beginning. And then, yung transformation.
Parang origin story, villain origin story, tama.
Yeah. The Joker. Yung Joker.
Na may sequel.
Wala no one wanted to listen to her unless she was doing a performance.
Oh shit,
Wow, gumawa
That's why you can't insult yung puppet.
Yeah. It was literally her voice box or something. Anyway.
Yes.
Write it na, guys.
Switch
Make it.
natin,
Let's
switch
make it.
natin.
Well,
Pero sa Pilipinas yung setting.
Oo.
yeah.
Parang ganun.
So what
Ano
else
daw?
do you consider horror, Macoy? Because we've talked about this before. So this is medyo supernatural. So I think a lot of people would agree na horror ito. But a lot of people don't consider, for example, Scream horror. They don't consider mga thrillers horror. So for you, what makes a horror movie horror? Kasi parang subjective na siya.
OMG. Parang wala akong maisip ngayon na specific title for a very or parang a super horror. Pero for me kasi yung yung may factor na pagkatapos mo manood ng movie na yon, ng horror movie na yon, it lingers in your body, hindi ka makatulog. Yung tipong pag or parang feeling mo na pag nakahiga ka na sa kama, mafe-feel mo na or parang shit, baka may humawak sa paa ko. Yung something like that. Yung ganun eh.
Yeah.
And yung siguro I want to see a horror movie na backed by talaga facts or parang meron talagang supernatural na nangyayari sa lugar na yon. Kaya ganun siya.
So parang based on a true story.
Oo. Like yung Annabelle nga, di ba?
Oo,
So that-
tinan mo to.
that-
Tinan mo to si Miguel. Kunwari pa to.
I'm just saying that couple is a real life couple. Di ba? The investigators. Hindi ko kaya. Hindi
I
ko
want-
kaya.
Alam mo kung may kung mayaman nga lang tayong lahat, 'di ba? Tayong apat na nandito ngayon. Kung may lang tayo, let's say kung meron lang tayong $200 million,
Yes.
gumawa
Yun
tayo
lang.
gumawa tayo ng movie, 'di ba? Pag kumbaga mag-produce tayo ng movie about Cecil Hotel or parang kasi yung
What's
Cecil Hotel in US sa Los
Okay.
Angeles. Kasi 'di ba ang daming doon, ang daming nangyayari doon. And 'di ba si Elisa Lam?
Oh, yes.
I want to
Yeah.
parang
That's the
gusto ko
girl who,
mag-research about it. Oo.
Who
Ano yung
found some
Philippine
water
version?
tank.
Oh shit. What?
Wait, what is this Elisa Lam? Can you guys explain? I don't.
Yeah,
Super
you two
creepy
horror
and
people.
super duper creepy story.
It's a real story? It's a real story?
Yeah.
Okay na ako. Text mo lang sa akin, Chris. Sabi natin.
But Irene, you should kumbaga if you want the lighter version pa, yung medyo hindi nakakadrag, you try to look for BuzzFeed sa YouTube. Meron
Yeah,
silang topic about
Explainer.
her.
About her, yeah.
Yeah.
Super
Shit.
fascinating.
But what's the gist? Miguel,
I
cover
will
your
look at-
ears.
I will look at
Sure.
this. If you send it to our group chat, I'll look at it in the morning.
Yung gist, well, not the gist, pero parang
Okay.
they released parang these elevator footage of her parang just going up and down the floors of this hotel, opening the doors, and then parang peeking out, and then running back in and hiding, parang ganon. Just really acting super duper strange. Anyway, the next day, they found her body sa water tank in the top of the hotel.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then basta, yeah, it's so creepy. I'm probably parang not doing it justice, no, pero just watch the BuzzFeed. I know I've seen that one. That's super duper creepy.
I was having a good night until that story, yeah.
Yeah.
Nasa US naman, Miguel US.
Night.
US.
She's
oo.
white.
But in
Fine.
US,
Okay.
there's a lot of supernatural din. Kasi
Oh.
the land to begin with is,
Yeah.
iba rin ang
Ginagaw
history
nila.
ng US.
Oh.
Stolen.
Oo, so there's a lot of Pero in the Philippines, kung Philippine setting,
Sikihor. Di ba?
yeah,
Baguio.
Sikihor, Baguio.
Star Mall,
Yung-
Alabang.
Film center.
Oo, diba? Yan. Oh my God, that one. Shocks.
Tsaka yung mga
The deep dive.
tsaka yung mga pre-war houses na nakapiw pa yan.
In UP, I'm sure marami din dyan. Marami in the UP campus in Diliman, marami ding mga supernatural happenings dyan na baka hindi lang na-document, but that's really
Sa-
interesting.
Sa Ateneo, di ba, Miguel, sa Comdep, di ba si Tony Perez, yung Spirit Questors.
Yep.
They say yung
Yep.
Comdep is a portal to
Yep.
something.
Buti never akong ginabisan pa.
OMG.
Never akong, yeah, as in,
Yeah, you guys know si Tony Perez, yung the Spirit Questors.
Because Gabe
yeah.
worked with him. Gabe Mercado.
Yeah.
I think Gabe was Spirit Quester as Gabe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You know, Gabe was a Spirit Quester.
Gabe's with Spit. Yeah. Yeah.
So, never akong ginagabi sa comdep. Tsaka wala na yata, di ba? Giniba na ba yung pakilon?
Hindi, nandiyan
Me,
pa.
if I'm,
But,
correct me if I'm wrong, the ComDep, kasi nung nag-intern ako sa GESCOM, the ComDep is yung pababa, di ba?
Yes.
Yung maliit
Yeah.
na
yeah.
parang bungalow.
Going to,
Across
going to, going
across
to
yung-
Jesuit
yung-
Infirmary.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm,
Across the
Across
gym, across
yung
the covered courts.
covered courts.
I
Sa
see.
Manangs.
Oo, gets. I remember na. Medyo
Pero
iba
ano
nga
na-
yung feel ko doon nung pag naglalakad
yun
ako
na.
doon.
Yes.
You said it's a portal?
That's
No,
what
that's-
Tony.
it's-
I don't know. That's what
Yeah.
Tony Perez says. So it's a portal though,
So-
something.
So when they have to find somebody or something, that's where they do their seance because
No,
They
it's a seance sila. Sa
they have a
combat.
clear line of communication with spirits from in that area.
Wow.
Aaron, di ka ba nag-com?
I hated college, dude. I hated college.
You were in and out.
Yeah, talagang okay, class tulog. Like,
Gets.
no social life.
Okay. I don't.
If I went to the ComDep, baka nagka-social life pa ako in college.
Yeah, com people are the best.
I meant the
Anyway.
spirits, but yeah.
All right. Back on track.
Back on track. So you consider the thrillers also horror because you get that feeling when you go to sleep, yung natatakot ka? Like,
Oo.
Oh.
For me,
Okay, interesting. Because I don't get that feeling with mga murder stuff. I don't feel scared after
Mm-mm.
the
How about like mga home invasion stuff?
What's that?
Yung
Home
mga pinapasok
invasion.
sa bahay.
Home invasion mga people.
We saw one, the blind guy.
Yeah,
that
don't
Chris?
breathe.
That
Yeah.
was so good. Aaron, we watched that. That was so
Yes,
good.
yes,
Yung mga people
yes.
breaking into your house.
Meaning
mga
more of
ganun.
suspense,
Shit.
and more of the terror of the fellow person. Basta yung mga malulupit na actually horror
Pero
for
diba
you.
primordial fear yan na parang someone breaks into your house
Yeah, in your
while you're
safe space.
sleeping
Yep.
or in your safe space.
That's
Yeah,
why
shit.
just so that anybody's listening, I sleep with weapons around my bed. You're a fool until that one time you need them.
I should keep that in mind. I should have
Yeah.
weapons near my bed.
Yeah, I mean just heavy blunt objects will do.
Or mace man.
Seryoso.
yun.
Yeah. Kahit di kutsilyo. Anyway.
Anyway.
Ako, I'm more scared of like ghosts and stuff than I am of mga which is so stupid because home invasions are actually more
It's
scary.
more real. Yeah.
Oo.
But I
Mas
don't know.
scary.
The ghosts.
Wala, it's your imagination eh. It's your imagination.
Yeah.
Exacto yung at mga 2 a.m. and then kailangan mo mag-CR tapos yung CR mo is at the end of the hallway sa bahay tapos off lahat ng ilaw. It's your imagination eh. Like, and then
Yeah.
pag flush mo ng toilet, takbo agad. Like, it's that. That's
takbo
the
agad.
feeling eh.
Yeah.
It's that. It's not really that you think and there's a ghost. It's you just think you just don't feel safe eh. Parang gano'n pa. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember my imagination would always go wild pag nanonood ako ng Halloween edition ng Magandang Gabi Bayan. And I've mentioned that so
OM.
many times. Yun talaga yung sa isang barangay sa Makati City.
Yung tipong maghilamos ka na bago ka matulog, tapos ang bilis-bilis mo maghilamos. Kasi baka
sa
pag ganun mo. Oo, yung magandang, the best yung
May
magandang
nasa
gabi
likod.
bayan.
Tsaka, sa shower ako, nakaharap ako sa labas. Yung nakaharap natin ako sa kung saan yung pintuan ng shower. Doon ako It's usually di ba usually you're facing the wall where the shower
Alam mo, may
May
share
weapons ka
ako.
din sa shower, Miguel.
wala nga.
May share ako. Takot ako
Go.
takot ako kapag kayo nanonood ng sine sa mall tapos naabutan na ako ng 12 midnight sa parking.
Yes. Yes.
It's because of Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, shit.
My goodness.
The best.
Yeah.
The best
Yeah,
and
The best.
the best and the funniest horror movie.
The best. It's so good.
We talked about that recently.
We
no?
talked
It was
about that,
so
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so good.
The Drag Me
Good
to
to the
Hell.
Oo.
Yeah, good to the
Diba?
movie din.
Oo.
So good.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raimi. Yeah.
Yung worst ko dyan, yung sa mall parking, after I saw Blair Witch, ganun din, midnight, park sa Glorieta, hindi na ako nakauwi. Natulog ako sa bahay ng kaibigan dahil nakakatakot.
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Blair Witch
How old
Project.
were you? You were so young when Blair Witch came out, Macoy. Siguro grade 2?
Oh, me?
Diyos
Young?
ko, parang, oh
Kasi
my
ako
God.
grade 7. And I know I'm
In other
older than
words-
you by like,
In other words, di nyo napanood sa sinehan.
ako napanood ko sa-
Malamang.
But I was grade 7.
Okay.
1999, ano ko yan, grade 1 yan.
Ika pala.
Siguro prep na ako niyan or grade 1.
Oh my God.
Hindi nga.
Oh
Oo.
my God.
Tapos alam mo, nagkaroon na lang ako ng idea about Blair Witch Project because of
Oh,
Scary
God.
Movie.
Oh my God.
It's so scary.
Sabi ko, ano to? Anong reference to? Anong reference to?
Ang
May
ganda.
flashlight, tapos
Ang ganda.
May uhog.
may uhog.
Ang ganda. Oh my God, I feel so ancient.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Tawa
Prep.
ako doon.
Prep. Oh my God.
Medyo na ako doon. Napahiga ako doon.
No, but I'm sure na if nalaman ni Makoy yung movie nun at prep, it would be scary. Because I remember grade 7, when I was grade 7, it was a scary concept kasi yung marketing niya is as if it were real. So that
Siya yung
really
unang-
freaked me out.
Siya yung
Found
unang
footage,
viral
yeah.
marketing thing na wala pang
Yeah.
internet. Di ba parang ano lang, puro found footage and then word of
Yeah.
mouth.
Word of
Yung
mouth
style niya
talaga siya.
Yung style niya lahat.
Grabe, talaga.
Alin?
Tsaka ano no, 1999?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they
Grabe
marketed
yung
it as if
insane
they
marketing.
weren't
As if
actors.
Yeah.
docu siya. Yeah.
Wow.
So parang even ikaw, while watching it, ano nga pala to? Found footage ba talaga to? Parang gano'n, di ba?
Yeah.
Later on lang medyo na-clarify yun.
Wow.
Ang sinaunang vlog. Yan.
Alin, napanood mo na yung dashcam?
Not yet. I
Kasi
wanna watch.
may hardcore Blair Witch vibes siya. Like, hardcore Blair Witch vibes
I
siya.
love that. I love that. You said
Hindi
it in
siya
the
super
group.
scary. Actually, no, there's some really scary parts. But, basta, yeah. Blair
Yeah,
Witch,
you said
Blair
the
Witch talaga siya. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I
Wow.
love
Good.
it. I'm super into that. So, all right. Let's give our last thoughts about this movie. Again, this movie is Dead Silence. So, what are my
Wait.
last thoughts? What?
Wait, hold on. Remember when we started this podcast, towards the end, we talk about the horror. Like, remember, this podcast was born at the height of the pandemic. And then parang
That's
walang kwenta si Duterte. Tapos we were talking about the horror. Walang kwenta talaga yun. I mean, we were just talking about horror. Parang, and then we talked about our coping mechanisms or whatever. I guess we have to mark the fact na we've come such a
Yes.
long way because we even bypassed that conversation and now we're just talking about life and horror and
Yes.
and the future Marcos administration.
Oh, that's the real
Yeah.
horror.
That's the real horror.
Doon
I
tayo
mean,
babalik na naman yung tayo, ano natin, yung depression natin. You know?
Yeah.
Hindi, okay lang yan. Tama naman kasi we're using almost every episode to kind of date when it's recorded.
Yeah.
And then our last episode we said yun nga, in our next episode we'll find out who's gonna be our president. And then
So this is our first
unfortunately,
recording. This is our first recording after that.
yeah,
I don't
unfortunately it was the bad news. It was
Yeah.
Putang ina talaga. Remember we were so hopeful. Remember?
We were so young back then. Ako prep pa ako eh. In May, prep pa ako in May eh.
First elections ko ever eh.
Oh my God.
First election.
Yeah.
And when we talked about horror, diba, we were talking about how horror movies are a reflection of the present fears.
Yeah.
And our present fears are
Walang
fucking
sinabi.
scary.
We're gonna get a lot of really good horror films in the next 4 years, the local. I'm telling you.
Sana.
We will.
Hopefully.
We will.
Hopefully.
Because the last time the guy with the same last name was president, para dun nagdagsaan yung magagandang horror films.
Ah, diba?
Mhm.
Uy, Makoy,
I
baka
don't know.
makast tayo in this next
Oh.
series for a horror.
Alam mo talaga kung meron lang akong $200 million, gagawa tayo ng horror movie that talks about MRT.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's
Ah.
happening in the MRT depots, diba?
Yes.
Ganyan.
Boy, ganda yan.
Ganda niyan.
Love it.
I'm with you.
And
Like,
I
you know,
remember even when it derailed a few years ago, 2 in 1 year derailed.
Yeah.
That was
2 in
scary.
1 year. Kasi pala may portal pala going
May portal dun. Yeah.
Yun, a certain station, MRT station,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
meron
know
palang
that.
portal, 'di ba? Shit, ang ganda gawa ng ano nun.
Ganda. 200 mil lang naman kailang dollars. $200 million
Dollars.
lang
Oh,
naman.
para maganda.
Ang ganda ng budget. Anyway, sorry. I brought it up because I just wanted to mark how we've changed, but also
Yes.
how we're getting into this
Yes.
whole new era also. Anyway,
Yes.
sure, last thoughts.
Sure, last thoughts. Dead
Last
silence.
Yeah.
My last thoughts on Dead Silence was the twist was really, for me, that yun
Yeah.
talaga yung tumatak sa akin. That was the one that made me realize this is why Macoy likes it. It's so freaky. This whole reveal and
Yeah.
the whole movie led up to that last part. So that's
Yeah.
the part that I really enjoyed the most. How about you guys?
I'll go. Ako definitely. It's so fun to watch. Parang the beginning of masters of their craft. Yeah, kasi like I'm telling you, these two, si James Wan and the writer si Lee Wanell, they're the masters of
This
horror right now.
This might be the first James Wan movie I've seen.
Oh shit, really? Dude,
Yeah,
Nga pala kasi you didn't
panoorin mo
watch
na
it.
Malignant. Sobrang ganda.
Yes.
Panoorin ko
How
nga
about-
yun.
I think I
Yes.
saw naman. Or Hostel pala napanood.
Yeah, Saw is fantastic.
No, I
The
didn't-
first.
I didn't see-
Okay
I
lang.
didn't see Saw.
No, he's not involved in Hostel. No, no need.
Yeah, my bad. So for
Yeah,
me,
The first Saw is incredible.
So for me, I think
Yeah.
I think my thoughts about it, it's a good throwback to the 2000s when life was simpler. When we were young, when we were so young, Chris, you and I.
Yeah.
And second
So,
year
yeah.
high school.
Ako
Kami siguro,
college.
college, hindi na kami college. But anyway,
Charot.
it's a nice throwback to that brand of horror. Versus,
Yeah.
I mean, even if I love whatever we're getting now, parang maganda lang balikan yung ganong klase simpler times.
How about you, Macoy? Last thoughts.
Super commend talaga for the sound design. For me, I mean, sound design, ang galing. But of course, ito din yung isa sa mga horror movies na grabe din yung yung pagka-twist ng mga stories. But there are some loopholes and we were kind of hoping for, a part 2, but then again, hindi na natuloy, 'di ba? So maganda, tama yung sinabi ni Miguel. Tamang throwback lang to late 2000s.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So thanks, everyone. Thank you, Macoy, for coming on our podcast and taking the time to be with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you, Macoy. It's nice to meet you.
Yes.
So nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Is there anything that you want to promote? Are you working on anything? And where can we find you?
Yes, thank you, Aaron. You can follow me, guys, at Instagram at MacoyDubs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'd like to
Salamat.
thank everybody who's listening right now. Thank you for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Again, please follow us on our socials. Dead Air, a horror fan page where you can talk to a lot of horror lovers, share what you love the best. And Dead Air, a horror podcast fan page as well. And then please follow our Instagram at Dead Air Pod and bombard that account with as many messages and pictures and scary things as you want, because Chris is managing that and he loves the attention.
Even if you think
I
it's
do,
photos
I
you
do.
shouldn't send them anyway.
Send them. Send
Do
them.
not hesitate to send any of those photos to Chris.
Exactly.
Okay.
So thanks, everybody. We hope you enjoyed and have a great day or evening. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Miss you all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye!
Sakto, pero hate
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Brought to you by Big Baby Studios.